Hi, I'm Bryan DeBois. I graduated in 1998.
I'm Barry DeBois. I graduated in 2000.
I'm Tyler Harbert. Graduated in 2011.
I'm Samantha Harbert, and I graduated in 2013.
And we're siblings!
Yay!
Yay!
We all were in choir at Glen Oak. Okay, first question.
Ooh.
What effect did Kiefer's choir wind up having on you?
I remember one day in particular when, Kiefer kind of inadvertently pulled back the curtain on what was going on, and he was like, guys, I can't give any more than this.
I remember that. He was like losing his voice, and he's like, I just don't have any more.
Right. And when it came down to it, it was like, no, this is really what it takes to get this many people to focus on one idea and bring together one vision.
I feel like I learned a lot about just like relationships with people. It was really loving. I had like some of my closest friends still today are from choir.
You got to be able to follow people as well as lead people in your life. And I think that Kiefer really helped me understand, like, when he's talking, you're not talking, you're paying attention to what he's doing. And that helped me a lot, like, with classes and stuff. It helped me, like, learn to, like, key in on the important things.
All right, so do you have a dance move or something from May Show that you remember?
Go ahead,
we remember this thing.
Yeah?
Oh yeah, that's good stuff. The thing I remember the most is always like, just like coming forward towards him.
See, Tyler doesn't remember the dances because he didn't have to do the dances because all you had to do was be shirtless and.
That's right.
Yeah, and I had to sit there and have all the girls be like, ooh, your brother, and I was like, this is awkward. Open the door, get on the floor, everybody walks the dance.
Sam, you'll know what I'm talking about, like where you're stepping and then you're doing this. What was this?
I always think of Mark Ziegler being Dr. Emmett Brown from Back to the Future. That's what I always think of.
I remember that because I've seen
that
videos
too.
so many times.
You guys remember I was Emmett Brown's assistant?
Nope.
No, I didn't know that.
The other thing about Senior May Show was Mr. Kiefer selected me to be the student director, and they were pretty much a well-oiled machine, as chaotic as it was, Miss Meese and Mr. Kiefer, but seeing that whole thing firsthand and what it took to put that together, it was insane.
My super senior May show was your junior May show. That's a good memory.
Yeah, you had a bigger part than me, and I was the one that actually went to the
I forgot to
school.
mention that. I got a 5th May show. That's my memory.
And I got 3.
I got a bonus musical because I went back and I was in Bye Bye Birdie. Really? They lost like a couple of people for their quartet, and then he ended up just calling me and be like, dude, can you just do this? Because everybody who has to do it gets kicked out or something. And so I came in last minute and was in Bye Bye Birdie when I was like a freshman in college.
I did the same.
I was just in the bottom shop quartet. So demonstrate your best / the best Kieferism and or Meeseism. Actually, this kind of goes with what Bryan was saying earlier about the like being cool, but like you don't even see all the work that's happening. Remember the analogy he used to make all the time with like a duck or a swan or whatever on water, and it was like gliding over the water all smooth, and the water is glass, and underneath is work.
And he was talking about always in terms of singing and how it all looks great, but what it takes underneath to make it all happen. But I think about it all the time in a lot of different contexts about what it takes to make a show, make a presentation. I mean, whatever you're trying to do to make things look like they're all running smoothly, and everything that it takes underneath to support that.
When I would walk in the room, he would play the Muffin Man on the piano. Because my senior year, I got my ass kicked at Perkins.
Oh, I knew that. Mom told me that.
So I told the story in front of the whole choir, and when I told it, I spiced it up a little bit and said that, like, I said anything I could to get out of the fight. I'd offer to go inside and buy him a muffin. Just the muffin part stuck, and so then whenever I would, like, enter the room, he would, like, do-do-do-do-do-do. That reminded me that I got my ass kicked.
When he would try and get the guys in men's chorus to sing more into the nose, and it was when the movie, I think it's Enchanted, came out.
Yeah.
Wait, is that it?
It's Enchanted.
He would go, Giselle!
You get one choir excerpt from your whole choir career. What is it? Go.
The first thing I thought of was the Rose song, because that's a song that's like the end of May Show thing, the senior thing. That's the one that everybody starts crying during.
So we always sing Zink dem Herren every year, and then one year we had this German student named Mario who came and he was like, this is not how you sing Zing. Apparently it's Zing dem Herren. So that year we sang Zing Damn hand.
Yeah.
And as soon as he left, then we went back to sing. That
awesome.
same guy, do you remember, Brian, that he, in the video, when they're panning across to everybody, he fainted during the concert, but when they're panning across, his head just, whoop, like perfectly in time with the video, he just drops out.
So actually, it's funny because the first thing I thought of was before I watched Jim and Aaron's video, and it's the same thing. It's the Butt Lovers from London by Night. It's kind of funny words, so that might have helped me remember it. But
You have to watch
that's definitely
this
it.
video. We're not going to tell the whole story again, but it's in the song London by Night.
And then the other thing is the music, the magic, and the memories. That gets sung at our house probably a week.
You're saying at your
Yeah.
house at college with people that
college, yeah. Because I live with John Fielding and Nick Andrews, for anyone that might not know that. They're alumni as well, and we sing that song all the time. It's really funny.
Oh, here we go. So give the most inappropriate choir moment. Oh, that maybe Kiefer didn't know about, probably didn't know about. Some of them I think he did know about, but he just went. Our goal was always to get everyone naked, like as often as possible. And the goal was really just to get girls naked. And that worked maybe 10% of the time, which is still pretty good. Like, there was this one rehearsal that, for some reason, we were in the auditorium and there was no adult supervision. We were in the school and there was, like, no adult supervision. Because we were, like, streaking around the school in our underwear and stuff. And then we had a contest where, like, in the, like, slit of the curtains of the stage, like, 4 or 5 guys, we, like, stuck our ass out of the curtain. Just our bare ass. And then the people who were in the auditorium, which is like 30 students or whatever, had to guess whose ass it was. So we did
That's
like
awesome.
2, 3, 4, 5, and then we came around the curtain. And it was like, so whose ass was one? And they were like, bang, and they got them all right.
Did you guys have where someone would get duct taped at Western?
I don't think so.
That
Like, every
quickly
year they would
stopped
pick
being a
one
thing
person,
after you.
and they would duct tape them up so that they couldn't move. Well, I was there the year that ended.
We had 2 campuses. I remember one of my favorite things ever was the day of the Christmas concert. Because we would have a concert at one school, and then there'd be a big gap in between the 2 concerts where we had to be at the other school to do a concert. But it was basically, they were like, so get to the other school by the time of the concert. So we would all go to, like, Fazoli's. We would go to Fazoli's, and we made a thing every year, and then we would go sing our men's chorus songs a cappella there, obnoxiously for everybody. But
they loved it at Fazoli's. I mean,
they ate it up like so many low-priced Italian foods.
all right, so I have an inappropriate story. So, senior solos, oftentimes, they didn't always get to vet the actual solo. He'd know the name of the song or whatever, but that was about it. So, it was Jesse Sorrells and Steve Folsom, and they were going to do Dave Matthews' Crash. Now, despite the fact it was on all the family-friendly radio stations, there are some highly suggestive lyrics. I just remember the look of horror on Mr. Kiefer's face as these two are singing these lyrics, and it was opening night of May show, and there's administrators in the audience, so obviously he pulled them aside afterwards and he was like, guys, you can't sing that song. And so by the second night they picked a different Dave Matthews song, which went over fantastic and the crowd loved it.
Oh man, I would love to have a camera on Kiefer's face.
Oh my gosh.
I can't stop it. I can't stop it.
I always loved watching Kiefer's face. I remember there was this one time during May show, but we were doing this thing, and one of the guys didn't come on stage when he was supposed to, and Wes Morales was there too. So I remember he didn't come on stage, so everybody on stage for probably a solid 30 seconds just all kind of looked at each other, and Kiefer just sat there with like this horrified expression on his face, and finally just was like, play the video, play the video.
Jesse Sorrells in West Side Story. I don't know if it happened during a performance of it or a rehearsal, but I remember that he came out smoking a cigarette, but like smoking a real cigarette. Like, dude, you can't do that in high school. What are you doing? Brian, do you remember the Men in Tights thing? When that kid, he wasn't wearing underwear under his tights.
Yes, I remember.
But we did a whole dress rehearsal where all the students were like, they were like, guys, you have to wear underwear. Hey, so bonus category, Western memories.
Western memories. So my Western memories start after I graduated. I was the only one of us four that didn't participate in Drifters, and Mark Ziegler went to Western, so we would always make a road trip up there. The cast of characters always changed. I know we brought Andy Ziegler up there, we brought Kurt Hare. It was outside of high school, but I have so many amazing Western memories. Obviously, the most significant one was Bobby McFerrin, but there were moments in that performance where we were jumping on our feet and spontaneous ovations. I've never seen that happen at a performance since.
Bobby McFerrin, so like his bit is that he'll have the audience sing sections, so he'll say like, you guys sing this, and now you guys sing this, and he'll have them on repeat, and you guys sing this, and then he'll do stuff over it, which is insane. But what was so cool about that was that he had a room full of vocal jazz students in front of him, so he could have us do this crazy stuff, and they were all doing it while he was doing some amazing moments that he made. And then, because of Mark Ziegler, we actually got to follow Bobby McFerrin to the car and do a quick 5-minute interview with him.
Ziegler at the time hosted, I think, the jazz show on the Western radio program. He does this 5-minute interview, and Bobby McFerrin was as gracious as I've ever seen a public persona be. And then at the end, Mark is like, can you record a little bumper for the radio station? And so he just on the spot comes up with this little musical bumper that he sang for
I forgot about that. Yeah, the bumper. All right, so any final thoughts for Kiefer?
Thanks.
Yeah.
Thanks. It was awesome. Fire made high school, pretty much.
Yeah, I mean, it affected our whole family so much, you know? And it connects all of us in such a special way, too.
I mean, man, what? Sam, you were like 3 or 4 or something when I went off to college?
Probably.
So, like, this is, like, one of the most significant things that actually links us all together.
Yeah.
Probably.
Pretty much.
What's the range of our graduation?
Well, I graduated in 98.
I graduated in 13.
15 years?
Years, yeah.
Yeah, 15 years.
That's actually, no, but because that's when you graduated. So plus
yeah.
the 4 years, 20 years of his tenure.
Yeah, because my freshman year in 94, he was the vocal director for the show. I was in You're a Good Man, Charlie Brown, and I played Snoopy.
Awesome.
Yeah.
So for 20 years of his 25 years, he was dealing with one of us. Not a group of us.
That's a good way to put it. Keep it up. I loved it. I love Stacey
25 more.
At least.
All right.
All right.
But take a nap somewhere in there, man.
Yeah.